So you worked at a lot of large companies, obviously at Google now, but you also mentioned earlier that you worked at an agency which was building the Ford's like flagship mobile application. Tell us more about that kind of transition from working at a tech department inside a company to now an agency. Like how drastic was that transition?
Yeah, it was really interesting because I left TJX because I moved to Austin, Texas. I just wanted to make a change in my life. So I moved from Massachusetts, where I lived my whole life, down to Austin. And a few months after I moved down there, I got a call from a guy I had worked with 10 years before saying, "Hey, I just started working at this agency. You should come work with us. It's interesting stuff." And that for me was a real shift because it was the first time in a long time where I had been thrown into the deep end of learning myself. That was my first time building something on a cloud system. They were using Microsoft Azure. It was my first time like really using Spring Boot. Like so there's all these sort of like as someone who had been writing Java production code for a while, it was my first time being thrown into a lot of new stuff. And I had been always learning, always keeping an eye on these things, but it was my first time like actually using this stuff on the job. And it was really interesting. And I think what I liked about agency life and what I really valued about that experience was the opportunity to wear so many hats, right? Like at a big company, even a non-tech company, right? Like I had the chance to be in some interesting conversations and help make some big decisions. But ultimately, my main job was to serve as a tech lead for teams that were building software components for core systems in this company. At an agency, it was like, oh, today I have to put on my sales hat, right? I have to go do a pre-sales call and like throw together a demo overnight of what we could do for this company. Ford was our biggest client, but there were other clients as well, right? Or, hey, we're going to spend the afternoon pulling a few people into a room to put together a pitch for this other client. Or, hey, look, this thing we built for Ford doesn't work. We need someone to fly out to Detroit to get in a room with the executives to sort of walk through what the path forward is going to be. So it was really interesting there because all of those things, they might not be directly applicable to like working in a big company, but gosh, there are some analogs, right? Like that ability to get in the room with executives and talk to them about, hey, look, this broke. Here's what we're going to do to fix it. Here's going to be the next status update we're going to give. It's all super applicable to like whether you're a senior IC or an engineering leader at a big company. You need to develop those skills. And it was a really interesting way to sort of get an accelerated version of developing some of those skills and getting to wear a variety of different hats.
If you enjoyed this clip, make sure you watch the entire video, which has a lot more content just like this. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our episodes where we talk to leaders in the tech industry, from software engineers to product managers to engineering manager, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and also click the notification bell.